What if, as you're strolling absent-mindedly, something pulls you back to the moment? Perhaps it's a tune drifting from a nearby radio, the very one tied to a cherished memory of someone who, oddly enough, just flickered through your thoughts. You smile faintly, think, how funny, but soon shrug it off, chalking it up to chance. Later that day, you grab a random book, flip it open, and a single line leaps out, perfectly addressing the question gnawing at you for weeks. Strange, right? Then, as the day winds down, a number keeps popping up. On your phone's clock, the bakery receipt, even a billboard you'd never noticed before. For a fleeting second, a weird feeling washes over you, as if the world's trying to whisper something. But then that familiar voice kicks in, the one that always explains everything away, and you file it under mind games. What if I told you these moments aren't random? That existence is constantly dropping little hints along your path, like a silent guide. As a kid, you felt this. Remember how you'd guess who was at the door before it opened, or sense something big was coming before anyone said a word? The world seemed alive, buzzing with secrets you grasped effortlessly. But over time, someone convinced you it was all make-believe, that reality is just what can be proven, measured, explained. Deep down, though, you've always suspected there's more. Those unexpected meetings, those alignments too perfect to be luck, they're like traces of a bigger truth, something everyday life tries to bury. Let's dive into this puzzle together. Peel back the layers and uncover what's behind these messages we call synchronicities, because they're beckoning you towards something incredible. Cast your mind back to childhood for a moment. There was a spark in how you saw things, wasn't there? You picked up on details others missed, the way shadows danced on the wall just when you needed comfort, or how you knew change was near before any sign appeared. Maybe you even said it out loud once, claiming you felt something coming, and it did, leaving those around you startled or skeptical. But bit by bit, that clarity faded. Someone, a teacher, a relative, life itself, told you it was just daydreams, that the real world doesn't work that way. And you bought it, because kids trust what grown-ups say. School was where it really took root. Amid chalk lines and rigid schedules, they convinced you existence is a precise machine, where everything has a clear cause and the unexplainable doesn't matter. Gut feelings, kid stuff, connections only you noticed, just your imagination at play. You swapped what stirred in your heart for what they demanded you accept, and that natural gift grew quiet, nearly forgotten. Science, meant to chase mysteries, became a wall, at least the version they sell us, the one that shrugs off anything beyond numbers as nonsense. If you said you saw an odd pattern repeat, they'd claim your mind was just craving order. If you met someone who seemed meant to show up, they'd call it luck. But what if that's only half the story? What if this block they built in your perception was deliberate, to keep you in the dark? Back when you were little, no one had to prove the world was alive. You felt its pulse. Modern life doesn't want you to feel. It wants you to follow, to swallow the simplest tale. Yet those moments, the friend who calls right as you think of them, the words that land with the fix you needed, keep breaking through, stubborn, as if saying, "Hey, I'm still here. Will you listen?" They're cracks in the wall, hints that reality has a voice it never stopped using. Now, picture existence as a quiet companion, not one for fanfare, but one who scatters trails for you to follow. Those trails are synchronicities, times when things slot together in ways logic can't grasp. Once, I was wandering a street market, wrestling with a choice that wouldn't let go when a poster tumbled from a stall right in front of me. It was a simple quote, but it fit my struggle like a glove, as if someone had planted it there. Just a fluke? Maybe. But when it happens again, when the threads tie up too often to call it chance, something shifts. These trails take different shapes. It might be a number shadowing you, 444 on a street sign, a bus ticket, the corner of a page. Or perhaps it's a fleeting magic. You're on the verge of giving up, and a stranger you've never met hands you, unknowingly, the missing piece. Sometimes it's an image, a flower you spot in odd places, a line that echoes across conversations in a single day. What binds them is timing. They hit precisely when you need them, as if life's keeping tabs with a hidden clock. Carl Jung, a master of the human mind, saw this enough to name it synchronicity. To him, it wasn't luck. It was the universe unveiling a secret pattern, something the wise of old understood, whether in fate's breezes or the stars' sway. Even science, hesitant as it is, drops clues. There's an experiment with particles that shift just because someone watches. Wild, huh? It hints that our focus tweaks the world, even slightly. And here's another. Your brain has a filter that picks what you see. Learn a new word, and suddenly it's everywhere. It didn't appear, you're just tuned to catch it. Synchronicities work the same. They've always been there, waiting for your gaze to shift. And the wildest part, the more you look, the more they show up, as if life's daring you to step into the dance. Each trail is a nudge, whispering, "Come on, there's more here. Are you ready to chase it?" So, if these trails are strewn about, nudging you like a patient guide, what do you do with them? It's not enough to stand there, puzzled, as 555 pops up again in your week. These signs aren't just scenery, they're a call to move, and answering them isn't some grand riddle. It asks you to drop the hesitation and trust what you see. Step 1 is easy. Tell life what you're after. No ceremony needed, just a clear thought like, "Point me forward," or "Show me what's next." It's like tossing a wish into the air and waiting for it to bounce back. But wishing alone won't cut it. Ever notice how these moments shine brighter when you're at ease? When you wake up light, grateful, or dive so deep into something the outside fades? That's no fluke. Your energy's like a radio, tangled with worry or noise. The signal fuzzes out. But open it up with a quiet minute, a thankful nod, a daydream of what could be, and the station clears. Once, I kept seeing a city's name pop up 3 times in a week. I brushed it off at first, but it wouldn't quit, so I went there and stumbled into a chance I didn't even know I needed. If I'd lingered in doubt, I'd have stayed stuck. That's the trick. Moving seals the deal. The more you chase the calls, the more they come. As if life's saying, finally, you're in step. Those who live this way, noticing, trusting, stepping up, find things flow differently. Paths unfold, people show up. It all clicks almost naturally. It's not sorcery. It's you and reality swapping notes. Want to try? Grab a scrap of paper today. Jot down every odd or spot-on thing that crosses your day and see what it tells you. Ask, what was on my mind when this hit? Where's it pointing? Soon you'll realize you're not just catching calls, you're throwing them back, carving your own track. And now it all ties together, and the choice is yours. These signs, the number that trails you, the meeting that defies reason, the answer that drops out of nowhere, aren't just ripples in life's noise. They're murmurs, gestures, half-open doors daring you to see that existence is more alive than they've let on. The world isn't a flat road of rules and blank spaces. It's a web of crossing lines, and you're holding one end. Ignore a sign, and it dims, fading into the grind. But pause, follow its lead, and it sharpens, grows loud, becomes a back and forth with something vast. So, what'll it be? Slip back to autopilot, chuckling at yourself for almost buying it? Or start looking for real, chasing the trails, answering the call? Because deep down, you've felt there's more. And now you know it's not just in your head. Life's watching, waiting for your move. Start today. Watch, scribble down what feels off or dead on, and see where it takes you. Listen, and it'll guide you. If this story struck a chord, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll unravel more of these mysteries together. Because the signs are out there, ready for you to finally spot them.